You are watching The American on ESPN here on the campus of Charlotte. It is Hall of Fame weekend as the Charlotte 49ers look for their first win of the season, taking on the Monmouth Hawks at Jerry Richardson Stadium. And with that, we get to say hello. Justin Kutcher alongside the former DB at Penn State, Reginald Walker. And Reg, when you look at this matchup on paper, you say FCS versus FBS. Oh, this can be a blowout. This could be a real game.
Yeah, it really could. You got two teams, I think, defensively that actually have shown pretty well so far in this season. And then you've got an offense in Monmouth that's been explosive early on, and an offense in Charlotte that you see the talent. It's whether or not they can put it all together.
Well, their birthday boy, Tim Albin, celebrating his 60th birthday, looking for his first win as the new head coach here at Charlotte.
They've got to run the football, get this offensive line feeling good and comfortable, and give opportunities for Connor Harrell, the quarterback, to step into some big-time throws and push the ball down the field. They've got a plethora of receivers that can all make plays in this passing game.
You speak about offense. When we talk about Monmouth, that's all we seem to talk about. Offense, offense, and more offense. It starts with him.
Yeah, Derek Robertson is one of the best quarterbacks that you'll see playing in college football right now in terms of command of his offense, understanding what they want to do to teams, and then pushing the ball down the field, taking what defenses give him. I think he's got a chance to continue to have a really special season. Going to be a big task for Charlotte to slow him down today.
He's got 10 touchdowns through the first 2 games of this year. As far as the weather's concerned here in Charlotte, North Carolina, it is fantastic. 81 degrees, sunny skies. When the sun goes down, we may get into the low 70s, but it should be a good night of football here.
When you say good night of football, I'm telling you right now, these are a couple of programs that really want to get after each other, particularly on the defensive end today. I suspect both defenses will be very physical, particularly early on, and I expect that to continue throughout this football game.
The 49ers will kick off to start this game. Liam Boyd. And this will not be returned. A touchback, and the offense for Monmouth will come out onto the field. There is Derek Robertson. His numbers this year, phenomenal, and I get it, it's only 2 games. But this guy is someone who can certainly light it up.
Yeah, he really can. You see it there, 32 completions a game, the 10 touchdowns. This is a guy that has great resilience, understands how to come back from maybe a mistake here or there. At times he might make them, but he will come back and play well after them.
Rodney Nelson in the backfield. On first down, the toss to him. Nelson outside. Pile gets pushed the 32-yard line. He'll pick up 7 on first down.
And that's going to be a big key in this game, particularly early on. Going to have to tackle in space, get guys on the ground, and then get lined up because of the tempo of these offenses, especially Monmouth.
Handoff up the middle. He'll get a yard. 3rd and a couple coming up. So on this side of the ball, who are you looking for?
Yeah, I think, look, when you talk about guys that have to be key to this particular situation when Monmouth has the football, there's the guy right there, Josh Derry. He's the guy on 3rd down, so this is a perfect time to make sure you've got him covered up if you're Charlotte. J.Q. Conley, the safety in the back end, he's got to be a playmaker for this defense and potentially try to create some turnovers.
On 3rd and 2, Robertson to pass for the first time. He's going down the field, overthrows T.J. Spate. So a 3-and-out forced by the Charlotte defense.
Yeah, they tried to go with a little bit of a slot fade concept there. Had him open, actually. They'd gotten behind the coverage. There you see him there in the slot, and he's just going slot fade there, and he's open. And Robertson just missed it.
Javen Nicholas back at his own 25 to return this punt from Byron McCann. Fair catch signaled and made at the 26. So we talk about one quarterback, we have to talk about the other, Connor Harrell.
Connor Harrell's a guy who played much better week 2 than obviously he did week 1. And then the other piece of that with Harrell, he's a guy, if he gets hot, he can really make a lot of plays and really push this offense. This is an offense that had several drives, and actually in both of their previous 2 games, that got down into the red zone and they didn't finish with points. That's going to be a big key today.
On first down, Harrell hands it off. And C.J. Stokes up the middle to the 32-yard line.
It's a really good sign that Stokes gets going early. You see there, he's an impact guy. Him and this offensive line have to win first downs for this offense, and they've got to keep Josiah Graham, the defensive end, number 99, got to keep him under control. Don't let him make plays in the backfield.
There is Josiah Graham making a play on the quarterback, Harrell, who kept it. But that run will be good enough for a first down. And this is one of the keys for the Charlotte offense. Get that first down.
It gives you confidence, it gives you some trust, and then it starts to open up your playbook because field position's improved.
Harrell on the move. Throws towards the sideline, completes the pass to E.J. Mason. This is one of those players that the Monmouth defensive staff said, gotta watch out for him. He looks smooth on tape.
Yeah, Mason's really smooth. He can run every single route. Fearless going over the middle as well. What I love there is they move Connor Harrell off the spot, and one of the things he does really well is throw on the move. That's an example right there.
It was a completion of 14 yards to E.J. Mason. Back-to-back first downs here for the 49ers. Stokes. He'll get a couple. Jaden Jones there on the tackle. Second down and 8. Rod Gainey Jr. in the backfield now for the first time. And they're staying with that run up the middle are the 49ers.
I think they've got to be patient with it. Even if there's a couple of situations where they lose a yard or don't get anything, still have to come back to it. This is an offensive line that's switched up. The center is different. Johnny King, the veteran, not in there this week. So they've got to get confidence early and get consistency.
On 3rd and 5. Harrell in the pocket, in trouble, able to escape. A flag is thrown. Harrell on the run will pick up the first down, but I have a sneaking suspicion this one's coming back.
Yeah, I think they're going to get the right tackle, Mason Bowers, against Josiah Graham, and just had to reach out and grab him.
Offense number 57. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
The referee for today's game is Stephen Anderson.
Bowers going to come out of the game now, but just had a tough time that play in particular with Josiah Graham. The speed off the edge, he's able to turn the corner, and Bowers had to find a way to keep him from getting a sack. They had to hold him.
So now you back it up, and what would have been a first down, now it's 3rd and long. Harrell setting up the screen. Javen Nicholas able to make the catch, and he's going to be tackled at the 49, and that will bring on the punt unit.
A lot of traffic inside there where he made that throw, and just not a lot of room for Nicholas to get free and create anything big. See it again. Looks like they want to go to Gainey out in the flat. That's trying to pull the safeties and linebackers to the outside and then come back to the inside. Did not fool this defense. They do an excellent job staying home, clean eyes, and make the play.
Bronson Long to punt. Makai Green, fair catch signaled at the 11, makes it. So Monmouth will take over at the 11 when we come back. No score here between Monmouth and the Charlotte 49ers. Kevin Callahan, the head coach for Monmouth, the only coach this program has ever had. That's unbelievable.
It's absolutely mind-boggling. 33 years at one place, and the model of consistency. Look at that record, 190-48, going to the playoffs on a regular basis as well. This is about as good as it gets for a program in its first 33 years.
Robertson in the shotgun. On first down, the handoff to Nelson. And Nelson able to push it forward to the 16-yard line.
Going to be important for Charlotte in this game to handle this running game and keep it from being explosive. Try to find a way to make them a predictable offense and make it be all about Derek Robertson trying to pass his way to a victory.
The CAA Player of the Week offensively is Derek Robertson. Another handoff, and this time tackled in the backfield is Nelson. As Nelson got wrapped up right away.
Looked like Jarrell Liverpool, number 10.
Shea Taylor also number 35 there.
And Liverpool's at the top of the screen there. He just kind of works off of the guard there to his right, and he's able to make that play in the backfield. Liverpool's a guy, plenty of length, about 6'5", 6'6", super long arms. And at times you'll see him play inside in certain pass rush situations, but mostly he'll play outside.
That was a tackle for a loss of 4. 3rd and 9. Robertson, pressure coming, and Robertson goes down. Sacked back at the 3-yard line. Reed Williford led the team in tackles last year, comes up in the linebacker position, gets the job done this time.
Not much to the left, as you see that pass rush just shut everything down. But Robertson, I think, was going to also, when he started to come back to the right, he was looking for Gavin Nelson on a little bit of a curl route. Guess who's underneath that? Liverpool underneath that route. Didn't give Robertson a chance to go there.
Luke Schabel to punt. Javen Nicholas backpedaling. Gets a block. And Nicholas, a good return back to the 30-yard line. A 48-yard punt, about a 22-yard return. And there is a flag on the field.
Really nice return there by Nicholas, and a good job kind of working up the sideline.
Sideline warning against Charlotte. First down.
All right, so just a sideline warning. Charlotte will start at the 29 of Monmouth when we come back. The birthday boy, Tim Albin, in his first year as the head coach here for the Niners, coming over from Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. And this is a guy who had a great run at Ohio, spent 20 years with the program, and decided it was time to move on. Won a MAC championship last year, came here to Charlotte, said his family used to vacation here at Lake Norman. They were enamored with it, and he's like, it's too good of an opportunity, I gotta go.
That tells you something when you walk away from 3 straight 10-win seasons to go start anew somewhere. There's an allure.
C.J. Stokes takes the handoff on first down. He'll get a yard. With great starting field position, Reggie, you just said to me during the break, this feels almost like a must-score drive.
Absolutely, because of the sort of confidence that may be in certain ways lacking with the inability to finish a lot of these drives earlier in the season. First couple of games, need that confidence to know that they can finish drives with consistency, this is an opportunity on a short field.
They lost last week here at home to UNC in Bill Belichick's first win as a college coach. Harrell will swing it out to Rod Gainey Jr. Has some room. They'll get the first down. And then he's finally out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
That's a nice job by Connor Harrell. It looked like most of the action, he started out to the left, then came all the way back to the right to Gainey as his outlet out in the flat, and they're able to pick up good yardage and move the chains.
Just one touchdown in the first 2 games for the Niners. Running the option. Harrell, the toss, that's trouble. It's picked up and recovered here by Monmouth. Jaden Jones back the other way, and Jones will take it down to the 37-yard line. You could just see it was going to be problematic.
Yeah, they were able to get penetration. Monmouth was defensively right there on the left side. Again, that's Josiah Graham. He creates the problem with the penetration. The pitch relationship gets messed up. And right there, if you're Connor Harrell, you've got to understand the situation, and you've got to just go ahead and eat that football right there. Cannot turn it over in that situation. And then a nice return by Jaden Jones.
It was great starting field position for the 49ers. Now it's great starting field position for the Monmouth Hawks, taking over at the +40.
Those are the ones that hurt when you're in position to get points and you end up with nothing.
3 recovered fumbles by Monmouth already this season. Robertson going with an empty backfield. Mekhi Green. That's the guy they love to get working in screens.
Yeah, Mekhi Green in the screen game it's almost automatic. Just really understands how to set those blocks up, and then he's explosive and a home run hitter if he gets into space.
When your nickname is Flash, watch out.
Yeah.
They got 9. It's 2nd down and 1. Handoff is to Green, and Green will get the first down. To the 27. What a huge turnover that was.
That's big.
Robertson stepping up. And now he's going to run. Not known for his legs. Robertson will dive trying to get that first down. They're going to mark him just shy. He'll get 9.
I love what you said there. Not known for his legs, but what he's known for is his intelligence. As soon as he got first down yardage, he got himself on the ground, understands his value. See it there, couple of hitches, nothing there, take off and run with it.
Now he does get the first down, completes it to Gavin Nelson. Gavin, the brother of Rodney, the running back, and those 2 guys can motor.
Not only can they motor, but apparently they like to argue about who's better at motoring, who's faster. So always fun when you have that brotherly competition, I guess.
Gavin, the wide receiver, is a year older than Rodney, the running back, and now Rodney, the running back, is in. It's 1st and 10 at the 11. Here is Rodney. And Rodney makes one move, then gets stood up at the 6. He'll get 5.
How about the bargain you get if you're Coach Callahan? You go to one house and you get 2 players that are really good. That's pretty good on your recruiting budget.
Another handoff up the middle. It's Rodney Nelson, and Nelson is not in. He is down inside the 1. That is going to be a first down, though. So it's going to be 1st and goal from inside the 1.
And they're going to go with the heavy package here. Multiple tight ends, an extra offensive lineman as well, as number 73, Matt Fries, comes into the game as well.
And Elijah Jennings, 5'8", 170, in now at running back.
And that was close.
They're going direct snap to Jennings. Jennings in the Wildcat. And still no signal.
One official came
There
in.
it is, touchdown. Elijah Jennings gets the touchdown, running the Wildcat.
They brought in the extra bodies, and then they just kind of go, and then obviously they go with the Wildcat situation. They split Derek Robertson, the quarterback, out to the right, and then they just say, we think we're good enough to push people around and get a yard, and they're able to do it.
They're just trying to confirm this touchdown.
With all that massive bodies in there, not sure what you're going to be able to see.
It's something I've always wondered. No matter how many replays you have, can't see through the bodies. It's not an X-ray machine.
Always interesting on those very short yardage, sort of first and inside the one kind of situations on the goal line. Very hard to see what's going on in there.
Steven Anderson just waiting for the confirmation. If nothing else, we might hear it is upheld.
See it here, a little bit of a high snap, but he handles it well, and then he just gets downhill. I'm not sure where you'd see that football.
Well, Hudson Feeney on now for the extra point. One team taking over, an advantage of great field position. Turnover leads to points. Jaden Jones had the fumble recovery. Elijah Jennings running the Wildcat, able to punch it in from inside the one. 7-0. Monmouth leads Charlotte here in the first quarter. Seven 0 Monmouth leading Charlotte here, 3:17 to go in the first quarter. Byron McCann will kick off, the true freshman.
True freshman with a big leg. Can put him into the end zone with the best of them.
Derek Ely back deep for Charlotte. Ely will get a chance to return this from the 4. Ely's got some wheels. Stumbles across the 25. They're going to mark him down at the 27. For Monmouth, that drive all began with a turnover.
Yeah, Connor Harrell right here. The pitch relationship got blown up because Josiah Graham had plenty of penetration on that defensive front. That's where Connor Harrell has got to mitigate the issue and just eat the football there. And then you get the touchdown run to pay it off. Points off of turnovers can hurt you every time.
Let's see how this Charlotte team responds. On first down, Stokes has a huge hole up the middle. C.J. Stokes to the 43-yard line.
That was the conversation this week. How well will this offensive line, particularly without their center, Johnny King, handle and play in this running game? So far, actually pretty good.
A 16-yard run by C.J. Stokes on first down. Stokes, the transfer out of Michigan. Gets it again, and again he looks good.
Not only does he look good, this offensive line, particularly the last couple of plays, they've done a really nice job creating some space. They're just blocking the zone, and he's reading it, and he gets up the field quickly with a foot in the ground. 27
yards his last 2 carries. Now Harrell rolling out. A dangerous little toss to Stokes. And it pays off here for Charlotte.
On that play, he just forced Evan Rakowski to make a decision. Rakowski's out there in the flat as the defender, number 40. And as soon as he comes off of Stokes and comes to Harrell, Harrell flips it over his head, and they pick up the first down.
Now Rod Gainey in the backfield. Harrell, he's got some time. Throws towards the sideline, completes the pass to Javen Nicholas. Javen, who had 11 catches last week. There is a flag on the play, and this one's coming back.
Ineligible downfield. Offense number 58. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You get the right guard, Devin Davis, there. But the other thing there, watch out to the right-hand side. Not going to be able to see it. You see how Harrell tries to throw that ball out to the right away. He's looking at E.J. Mason, who just starts blocking.
Start on my signal.
And so there was a chance that could have been actually offensive pass interference because E.J. Mason started blocking instead of looking to run a route there. I think that's where Harrell was looking to go early on in that play.
Now it's first and 15. Harrell wants to go. He's being told, hang on. Man, it got quiet in here. It's about as quiet as you'll ever hear a college football stadium. Gainey to the 39.
You mentioned how quiet it is in here. This is look, they've only been playing football here about 13 years. This is a fan base that has learned and continues to learn how to comport themselves in this environment. They've gotten better and better with it each year. That's an example right there. Offense has the ball, everybody quiet, make sure they can communicate properly.
Second down and 12. Harrell quickly out to Gainey. And Gainey, that's a nice open field tackle right there. A couple of guys not involved in a play getting into it as Aiden Martin made the stop.
Yeah, Aiden Martin made the stop. They're going out in the flat right away, and they're trying to essentially set up a little bit of a screen, and they're just unable to get that thing going because Aiden Martin does an excellent job blowing that play up, working off the block of the tight end, Jake Young, and then making the play.
Under 30 seconds to go here in the quarter. 3rd and 15. Pressure coming. Harrell stepping up, has some room. Harrell, good effort, will come up short of that first down marker, but this could be 4-down territory, and they'll have some time to think about it as this quarter's coming to a close. A 13-yard scramble there by Connor Harrell. And that is the end of the first quarter. 4th and 2 upcoming for Charlotte. Do they go for it?
First quarter.
Or do they kick? They trail 7-0 to Monmouth. Back to start the second quarter, and no surprise as Charlotte trails 7-0, facing a 4th and 2. Tim Albin says, stay on the field, offense. We're going for it. They bring C.J. Stokes back out as the tailback. Remember, C.J. Stokes in 2 carries had a combined 27 yards. Here they are now. Reggie Walker trying to pick up 2.
And you see tight end Gus McGee out there in that group, as well as Joey Burns, the third, number 0. So the heavies are in there. See if they can pick up this 4th down.
It is a handoff, and going low is Stokes, and Stokes gets stuffed. He may have fumbled the ball as well. It was going to be a turnover regardless. Coming away with the ball is Brendan Bigos.
So that's a couple of times now as you see Stokes work upfield, and just a big hit. Great job meeting him right in the hole defensively. Look at it, bang. That's just shoulder pad on football. Charlie Sasso, number 5, big time play there to force the turnover and prevent that 4th down conversion.
Now 1st and 10 from their own 29. On 1st down, the pass is complete to Trey Neal. Neal, he's going to have the 1st down as he gets 12 yards.
Nice job there by Robertson. First play out of a new possession situation there. Just get right to your guy, Trey Neal, on the outside, pick up a 1st down. After the 2nd time now for Charlotte, down inside the 30-yard line, putting the football on the ground and not getting points out of it.
You don't want to let this offense for Monmouth get going. Hand off to Spade, lined up in the backfield. His helmet comes off. That was dangerous. 2nd Monmouth player tonight to have the helmet come off.
Yeah, always dangerous when that helmet comes off because defenders are still coming. They don't know that your helmet is off. Yes, you're supposed to see what you're hitting, but when you're on the way there, you got to sift through other players, other bodies. All of a sudden, there's a guy there with no helmet. That's really dangerous.
2nd down and 8. Robertson comes near side again to Neal, and Neal's got another 1st down up to the 45-yard line of Charlotte.
That's a good read. Had a little bit of soft coverage, was able to throw it underneath, and J.Q. Conley, the safety, number 6, unable to get down into that flat in time to be underneath that route.
Robertson, low throw. Josh Derry able to handle it, turn the corner. Derry, he's going to get the 1st down. Yes, he just got 10 more yards.
He's a chain mover. Like, that's just what Josh Derry does. 14.5 yards per catch. This is just a simple route out in the flat with the little verticals out ahead of that, and he's underneath. Nice little catch. Gets up the sideline, picks up the 1st down. It's almost like an extended handoff there.
Hand off to Rodney Nelson. And you can just kind of get the sense that this Monmouth team now is in rhythm offensively.
Yeah, they really are. The offensive line is having success in the running game. They're holding up in the pass game as well. This group and Robertson starting to find a rhythm. You like the quickness at which they're bringing in the play calls as well. This is an offense Charlotte's going to need to make a play to get them out of rhythm, out of sync.
Marcus Middleton, the tight end, again in motion. Robertson gets rid of it quickly through the hands of Rodney Nelson. 3rd and 4 upcoming.
It's a big 3rd down right here for Charlotte. Got to find a way to get off the field, not surrender any points here.
Wouldn't be surprised if this is 2-down territory.
I think it is, because you don't get much in terms of if you punt the football, not much there. A long field goal is not beneficial either.
0 for 2 so far on 3rd downs. Handoff, Nelson, he's got the 1st down. Stiff arm, Nelson still going. Tackle to the ground, and a flag is thrown in late.
Personal foul. Face mask. Offense. Number 29. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 3rd down.
That was actually against Elijah Jennings, who was the ball carrier there.
Yeah, interesting to watch here. He works out to the right, little stiff arm, and then right there, that left hand gets all of J.Q. Conley's face mask and turns it all the way around. That's what the call is going to be. Look at this is a great job by our crew. Look at Conley's head turn all the way around, because Jennings has a hold of it. I think he, I mean, it's one thing to stiff arm a guy, but I don't think I'm used to seeing guys turn a guy's head all the way around while having the football in the other hand.
After the penalty, 3rd and long, high snap. Robertson able to field it and get rid of it. Completes the pass to Maxwell James. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that could have been a big loss right there.
That's being a vet by Robertson. That's a vet. He didn't panic. Right, ball goes over his head. He watches the trajectory, picks it up, doesn't panic, knows where everybody's supposed to be, makes a throw, and gets them back to the line of scrimmage.
And now they're going for it here on 4th and 7. 7 for 9 this year on 4th downs. Robertson taking the shot towards the end zone. It's incomplete, intended for TJ Spate.
Turnover on downs, 1st down.
So a turnover on downs here, taking that shot. They needed 7, they were going for 7. And it's incomplete for Spate. Seven 0 Monmouth leads Charlotte. Connor Harrell trying to get this offense moving.
Yeah, we mentioned his ability. If he gets hot and starts feeling good, he can make a ton of plays with that arm. You see him there with his feet making a good decision. 5 for 5 in this game. Completed 11 straight the last time out. If he gets hot, he can really get it going. This right here, I think, is the key. I think he's going to have to pick up probably 3 or 4 first downs with his feet in this game to move some chains in some big situations.
The transfer out of UNC Chapel Hill. Harrell. Pump fake. Now comes towards the near sideline. Miles Burris on the catch, and Burris will pick up the first down up to the 47-yard line.
That's a great read because Javen Nicholas was there as well, and they were going to look to maybe push it deep. The safety jumps over the top of that route, and he's able to hit Burris sitting down underneath the coverage.
It was a 16-yard completion. Now on first down, the handoff is to Ron Gainey Jr., and Gainey will take it up to the 46.
Rod Gainey is one of those players. I had a chance to come watch Charlotte last year in practice, and he was a true freshman. He made a couple of plays, and I went, who's that guy? And they were like, oh, he's got a chance to be really special. I think he's trending in that direction, and you see he continues to get better every single time he's out there.
Just picked up 7 on first down. Running the option again. This time Harrell keeps it, and he's going to be short of the first down by about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, Harrell learned his lesson from last time they ran that. There was a little bit of penetration there. He didn't love the pitch relationship. Just tucked it, got up underneath, and got what he could to line up another down, I should say.
He doesn't look all that comfortable trying to run the option. Going to throw for it on third down. Completes it to E.J. Mason, and Mason will have the first down as forward progress goes to the 40.
Getting back to your point on Harrell running the option, the other thing is they're running it to the left, which is not obviously his dominant hand. He's a right-handed passer. It might be a little awkward for him to make that pitch left-handed as well. That could be a factor in how he feels and looks running that particular play.
They get the first down. And it's kept this time by Harrell. That was the wrong read, as he's going to lose a couple yards here.
I don't know that they need to get away from straight inside zone that they've had some success with. There's the option play from a couple of snaps ago where Harrell gets upfield. But I think, with the success they've been having running up inside, I think there's sort of no need to go to some of these outside situations until they start to stop what's going on up inside.
Quick pass to Javen Nicholas, makes a man miss, and Nicholas gets caught from behind, tackled at the 35-yard line.
Little double screen look that time. They look to the right, come back to the left. They had offensive linemen going both directions, trying to confuse this back 7, linebackers in particular. They're able to get it complete and pick up nice yardage to set up a 3rd and medium.
Bryce Brooks, a nice tackle. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Harrell to pass again, and he's in trouble. Harrell gets sacked. He's going to lose 6 yards.
You got to punt it here. They just overwhelmed the offensive line. You can chalk that up to anybody as a part of this. That pocket broke down before it ever got set up. I mean, this thing is just penetration up the middle. You've got a linebacker working up in there as well, and they just get home quickly. No chance for Harrell there in the passing game.
Bronson Long on to punt. Trying to pin Monmouth inside the 10, and they're going to do that. A fair catch, which is not what you want to do. Let it bounce, see if it'll go into the end zone. Instead, Mekhi Green says, no, I've got good hands. I can make it. Well, look at Uptown Charlotte, just about 40 minutes from here at campus. The Charlotte 49ers played in Uptown week 1 of the season against Appalachian State. Lost that one as they trail 7-0 here. Monmouth takes over deep in their own territory at their own 5-yard line. Derek Robertson. What can he do on this drive? On first down, he'll hand off, and it's a handoff to Rodney Nelson. He'll get a yard. Give him 2.
Yeah, defensive coordinator Nate Faunus there. He just loaded up the box. He had an 8-man box there, spun the safety down. The ad in that box had one high safety over the top. They were expecting run there, and they create a minimal gain to set up a 2nd and long.
For Derek Robertson, he's a guy who, at 24 years old, has full autonomy of this offense. His offensive coordinator, Jeff Gallo, says, if my headset went down, no problem. Handoff again up the middle. It's Nelson, and Nelson with a strong run.
Just creates a really good situation on 3rd down. 3rd and 3.5, 4 maybe. That's comfortable for Robertson in this offense. Just a little bit of a delay there in the running game with Nelson. He picks up a nice gain to set them up for a manageable 3rd. They really want to get this 1st down here, and then they can get into some more of their stuff. Maybe potentially start looking at some more of their vertical passing game, but got to be really careful down inside your 15.
That target on 3rd down is number 14, Josh Derry. He's in motion. Robertson throws, beautiful throw to Gavin Nelson, the brother of Rodney Nelson, and that is a 2nd 3rd down conversion of the game for Monmouth.
Everybody's looking for Derry on 3rd down. He just runs out in the flat, and what happens, Nelson runs a little corner route over the top of that, and he's wide open in between the corner and the safety, and that's a 1st down. Look at Robertson, read it and understand that throw, makes it look easy.
A 24-yard completion to throw again down the sideline. And oh, what an effort right there by Gavin Nelson. Put the one arm out, trying to make the great catch as he was going up against Dwight Boodle II.
Dwight Boodle getting a little conversation from the officials telling him, hey, keep it quiet. He's nicely in phase there, never gets his head around to find the football. Got to be careful there. He's got to be able to run with and then find the football. I tell you who can do it really well. His older brother, DiCaprio Boodle, 4 seasons in the National Football League.
2nd and 10. Coming up on 5 minutes to go here in the 1st half. That ball was deflected at the line. And 3rd and 10 coming up. Jamil Talib, the nephew of Aqib Talib, getting a hand on it.
This is a nice job by Talib. Realizes he's not going to get there, gets those hands up as he gets past Chris Marino, the guard there, and he's able to create an incompletion. And this is the spot for Charlotte. 3rd and long, you cannot give up 3rd and 10 plus on a consistent basis. This is a big spot and opportunity to get off the field and give their offense great field position again.
Robertson steps up over the middle, incomplete. Looked like the official may have gotten in the way of Josh Derry. There were a bunch of green jerseys over there, so this will force a punt for Monmouth.
Robertson was also sped up. They brought a blitz. Shea Taylor came off the edge. They looped around inside the interior of that defensive front as well, creating a little confusion for the offensive line. Robertson saw it coming, sped him up a little bit, and he throws incomplete.
Luke Schabel on to punt. Javen Nicholas standing at his own 26. Nicholas signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 23. You never know what can happen on the football field if you're an umpire. Duck! Coming after you. Reggie, we see Mason Bowers, the starting right tackle right now, with a towel around his neck, helmet in the hand. This could be a developing situation.
Absolutely. With the issues they've got in the offensive line, no Johnny King today, the all-everything center that's led this offensive line for an extended period of time the last couple of seasons, not in there today as well. Dallas Shirley moved over to center. A lot of shuffling parts, moving parts in that offensive line, something to keep an eye on.
On first down, the handoff to Gainey. And Gainey gets to the outside, gets the first down. This might be a late hit. There is no flag yet.
I'll tell you what, from our vantage point, I'm still trying to figure out how he fully turned that corner. There was not a lot of space over there working out to the left, and he just slips up inside. Nice job by E.J. Mason taking the defensive back where he wants to go, works off of that block and turns the corner.
He got 11 yards there on the first down run. Don't forget, Charlotte will get the ball to open up the second half. It's kept here by Harrell. And Harrell will get 4.
It's a good read there by Harrell, the linebacker there. He was going to carry with Rod Gainey Jr., so that's a good keep that time by Connor Harrell.
On second down. A little miscommunication there. Now Harrell will come near side. Wide open is Javen Nicholas. Nicholas gets wrestled to the ground at the 34-yard line. A flag is thrown in the backfield, and it might be against Monmouth, which will just add more yards.
Yeah, I think this might be a late hit on the quarterback.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 41. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play, automatic first down.
This is just a really nice job, even though there's a little bit of a miscommunication on the play action. Look at Harrell step into this throw, and it's just an absolute seed out there to Nicholas, who's really come into becoming the guy in terms of the passing game in this offense. 11 catches last week. I think there's some chemistry really building between him and Connor Harrell.
Transfer out of LSU. Now Harrell trying to direct traffic. Just getting the play off. And the handoff to Gainey's got some open field in the end zone for a touchdown. There is a flag, though, coming in the backfield.
Holding, offense number 74. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's Tyler Gibson, the redshirt junior, transfer out of Georgia Tech.
He is yelling the word no. There's a little bit of the jersey, Evan Rakowski, I think that was number 40, might have been 41, right there to the middle of your screen. I don't see a ton there. Looks like the hands are inside, but nonetheless, that's where the hold came in.
It negates the touchdown run. They're going to give it to Gainey again. And Gainey stumbling, still able to stretch it to the 20.
It's a nice run that time by Gainey to get some of that back, and he's going to come out now, and they're going to rotate these backs through.
Now it's going to be Cameron Smith coming in.
He's the biggest of the backs at 225 pounds. They might want to bang him up inside too and just see if his physicality can pick up some quality yards.
Handoff is to Smith. Cameron Smith gets tackled around the ankles at the 11. Going to be a yard shy of that first down marker.
They came back to the same play they ran when Gainey scored the touchdown, obviously called back by the hold. They came right back to that play. They saw something there, and they get a nice gain again. I like the call. Continuing to go with what's working.
And they could just wait for this 2-minute timeout to come in before they run the next play. Or do you try to draw them off here with a hard count? Nope, they'll snap it. And they get the first down with Cameron Smith. And that will lead us to our 2-minute timeout. First and goal coming up for Charlotte, trying to tie this game up at 7 to end the first half. Seven 0 Monmouth leading Charlotte here. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. And the 49ers on a 6-play drive that's gone 70 yards so far. And they're looking at a first and goal from the 7.
Main two things here: protect the football and then finish. Finish the play, finish the drive. That's the message from Coach Tim Albin and his staff to his offense right here.
Red zone conversions this year, a number, if you're a Charlotte 49er fan, you want to look away. 1 for 7. Cameron Smith stays in the backfield here on first and goal. Harrell rolling out to his left, throws. That pass is complete to Mason, stretching for the pylon. Touchdown. E.J. Mason. A 7-yard touchdown catch from Connor Harrell. 7 to 7.
Charlotte, number 71, is wearing number 90 on the extra point.
And we talked about this. Harrell moving to his left. Well, either way, really. But Harrell on the move as a passer. Very accurate. Nice, strong throw there. Allows Mason to make the catch and get in the end zone.
Now Liam Boyd on for the extra point to tie this game. They're just waiting to confirm this touchdown. Should be. He hit the pylon.
Yeah, looked good to me, unless maybe they're saying maybe that left foot might have been out of bounds before, but I thought it looked good.
It is good.
That's got to feel really good if you're the Charlotte offense.
And we are tied up at 7.
Harrell showing his ability on the move, and you just get a little bit of a rub route, if you will, there. Mason makes the catch and sticks that ball out right to the pylon, and he's able to get there, get underneath the defender right there. That's a touchdown. Well done, nice execution, and then great awareness by Mason, understanding where he is, gets underneath the defender, and he's able to get in the end zone and put 6 on the board for his team. That's got to feel so good for this offense with the struggles they've had in the red zone so far this season.
The only negative is that there's still 1:52 left in the half. Monmouth has all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
And they have a
24-year-old quarterback?
That's exactly right. You took the word, well, I almost took the words out of your mouth there, actually.
Boyd will kick off. Makai Green is back deep. And no chance for a return here. Seven plays, 77 yards, ends in a 7-yard touchdown pass to number 7, Trey Neal. I think if you're going to play some numbers, play the number 7.
Yeah, you got to play the 7s right now. And
go play roulette. Say 7.
I'm playing it.
All right, so Derek Robertson now and this Monmouth team, 3 timeouts, starting at their own 25-yard line. Empty backfield here on first down. Gets rid of it quickly towards the sideline. The pass is complete. It's caught by Maxwell James.
And Derek Edwards did a nice job. No, I checked that. That's Boodle. Does a nice job driving on that route. As he sees the quarterback hit that back foot, he got upfield quickly and made a big hit.
Robertson over the middle, lunging for it is Rodney Nelson, the brother of Gavin Nelson, and that is going to be good enough for the first down.
Charlotte fortunate that he fell down there, because Shea Taylor, the linebacker, had actually slipped while he was coming up to try to make that play. And if all of a sudden there's no slip by the offensive player, that's a big play.
Towards the sideline, it's Maxwell James, the Charlotte native. He's got some family and friends here in attendance for this game tonight.
And Robertson understands the situation. He knows that he's got soft coverage for the most part. He's not going to get anything big. He's just taking the 5 yards at a clip.
And with 3 timeouts, working the side of the field, that's plenty of time. Derry in motion. Quick pass over the middle. It's caught by James, and a flag on top of that. We may add 15 yards to this.
Wasn't sure what the call would be here. Potentially a face mask. I thought Conley had him by the arm.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. 15-yard penalty at the end of the play. Automatic first down.
So it was a 17-yard completion. Add 15 to it. That's now 32 yards.
Face mask foul is now number 6.
Oh, yeah. Conley did have that right hand, got a lot of the face mask there. I thought he had him maybe wrapped around the arm or the bicep there, but he had face mask.
First and 10 as Robertson still has 3 timeouts remaining. Work in the middle of the field with Rodney Nelson. Nelson puts that foot in the ground, explodes to the 15, gets another first down. 1 minute to go. Robertson, pump fake to the end zone, wide open. There is Maxwell James. The Charlotte native gets a touchdown here in Charlotte, and just like that, Monmouth strikes back.
Yeah, just a little bit of a hitch and go kind of concept there. And Neal, he's out to the right. You see the pump there by Robertson. That had Boodle attacking, trying to drive the route there. And then Neal goes up, check that, James goes up the field, and he's able to beat him to the back of the end zone. Great job by Robertson before the throw with the pump fake to grab the defender, and then makes a nice accurate throw on the reset to the back of the end zone. Excellent, excellent work by Robertson on the 2-minute drill there, that drive.
The 2-minute drill was the 1-minute drill. 1:01. They did not even use a timeout.
That's what happens when you've got a veteran quarterback that's not going to be greedy in a big spot. He took what they gave him until they set up what they needed. They kept taking the short throws, and then you get a pump fake. You got a defender trying to drive the route, and you beat him over the top.
It's longer to review this score than it took for them to march down the field.
I think they're looking for whether or not
Maintain control.
James maintained control. You could see the right
Ruling
foot
on the field was a
there.
touchdown. That play is under further review.
Now the question is, where's the football when that left foot comes down out of bounds? It looks like more of a transfer from two hands to the left, underneath the left arm. So kind of tucking the football away as opposed to the ball not being under control.
Kevin Callahan asking the same question. Like, really? We're reviewing this?
I think he has a point. If he's saying what perhaps I think he's saying, which is it's just a transfer, tucking the football away, it's not necessarily that he doesn't have control. Because control doesn't mean the ball can't move. See, he's got it with two hands right there. He's just putting the football away.
Right.
I don't know that he, quote, loses control of the football there. He survives the ground. Everything looks good.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
They're taking an awfully long time to uphold these touchdowns so far in this game. We've had 3 of them. All of them have been under review for quite some time. So now Hudson Feeney on for the extra point.
Big time throw that time by Robertson.
The extra point is good. It's 14-7. Monmouth once again leading by 7. $15-yard touchdown pass from Robertson to James. James a few catches on that drive. A big catch over the middle. Remember, it went for 17 yards and the personal foul face mask added 15 more.
And again, you said it earlier, you go that far in 101 and didn't burn a timeout. That is a veteran quarterback that's never panicked. He's never concerned. That man, Kevin Callahan, understands what he's got in that quarterback, that young man right there, Derek Robertson, and he just lets him, as they say, cook in that
Charlotte
big situation.
Number 0 is wearing
Kevin
number 49
said,
on the kickoff.
We return, you could say 9 or 10 starters from last year's offense. When you have that in a 24-year-old quarterback, you can execute a 2-minute drive like that, not having to use a timeout.
And to add to that, and this is something we hadn't talked about a lot, but Derek Robertson's position coach is his brother Jimmy.
Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not good.
Absolutely correct. But the one thing you know about two brothers, they're going to eventually figure it out. It may take a while, but they'll figure it out.
Derek Ely from the 5. Ely, he's got that speed. Look at this return. Ely down the sideline. He's going to be out of bounds, but he just put his team back in great position to strike right back.
You know what I love about this return, Justin? There's no running east and west. He gets north and south immediately, sees the crease, and he's not thinking about anything else but getting to the end zone, working behind the blocks. Nice block that time by E.J. Mason, and Ely can't quite tiptoe that sideline.
A 51-yard return by Ely. The redshirt freshman from Huntersville, North Carolina, right by Lake Norman. And now 3 timeouts remaining for Charlotte to strike back. Harrell trying to escape. He's going to pick up a couple yards, keep on moving that pile. It's going to be 5 yards for him, and a timeout is going to be called here by Charlotte.
Good timeout by Charlotte.
Charlotte, their first.
Obviously,
30 seconds.
Obviously, you
Please
didn't
reset
want
the game
to
clock
use
to
one there,
36.
but you had to because he had to tuck it and take off. He was just trying to get something. Picks up 5, so you like that. But how about Connor Harrell? Look at this.
Thank you.
He's been on point throwing the football tonight.
The one thing that I kind of look at, we said there may be too much time on the clock for Monmouth, and they went down and scored. The one thing that Monmouth could not allow was a big return.
Absolutely.
They did just that, and now you've got Charlotte in a position to try to strike right back.
I mean, you're spot on, my guy. That's big.
I've been around you enough, you know. 2nd and 5, 36 seconds to go. Pressure coming. Harrell throws on the run towards the sideline, completes the pass to E.J. Mason, and Mason's got the first down. 27 seconds as the clock stops.
Rod Gainey Jr., I thought, did a tremendous job there. This thing's breaking down. Look at Rod Gainey Jr. Gets a piece of one of the defensive linemen to keep Harrell clean, and they're able to pick up the first down.
Harrell, quarterback sneak up the middle again. That middle of the defense has been a problem for Monmouth as he just picks up 10 more.
That's a great job by Harrell. Stuck his foot in the ground and got north and south quickly. He's able to move the chains. Now they're down inside the 30-yard line.
Harrell towards the end zone, picked off. Aiden Martin with the interception in the end zone. Another turnover in plus territory for the 49ers, and that was the first incomplete pass of the night for Connor Harrell. It still didn't touch the ground.
He underthrew it. It's really that simple. This ball's got to go over the top and drop into your tight end. Instead, he tries to throw it on a line with the defender playing trail technique, and that's where the interception happens. Got to put that over the top of Aiden Martin and over the top of the coverage to the back of the end zone and let your tight end go get it. Throws it underneath. Martin gets underneath it and gets the pick.
And Derek Robertson very happy to take a knee and go into the locker room with that 7-point lead. A huge turnover at the end of the half. The pick by Aiden Martin. A good first half of football here in Charlotte. Monmouth out of the CAA FCS leads the FBS school. Charlotte here 14-7. It is halftime here in Charlotte between the 49ers and Monmouth. Let's get you out to Studio A in Maria Tribal Peace.
Welcome into Studio A. I'm Maria Tribal Peace. It was a great week for sports in the American Conference that brought a lot of upsets across the board. Because of that, we'll feature some of them on this week's top plays. We'll begin with Army, looking to rebound after losing last week. Colin Madison says, "I can help with that," makes the interception to seal the deal for the Black Knights. South Florida finished in a 1-1 draw with UCF, and a big reason why was goalkeeper Jaheim Wickham. Here he is with one save, but he's not done yet. Another shot, he says, "Not today." He finished with 8 saves on the night. We'll stay with the Bulls in play number 3, but this time we're heading over to the football field. Nico Grammatica with a chance to upset number 13 Florida. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Bulls silence the Swamp. Some more late game heroics, but this one coming on the soccer pitch. North Texas taking on Abilene Christian. Claire Niedermeyer in front of the net. She finds the back of it. Mean Green win. In play number 1, we're giving some love to the special teams. This is Florida Atlantic taking on Florida A&M. Pay attention to freshman Josh Roberts. Blaze past the protection, knocks that ball away. Then sophomore Lawrence Johnson picks it up in the end zone. If you see a top play this week, make sure you use the hashtag American Top Plays. Keep it right here. We have more coming up for you on ESPN+.
It's halftime here in Charlotte between the 49ers and the Monmouth Hawks. The American on ESPN Plus is home to over 40 college football games, 1,000 exclusive live events, and every American Conference championship throughout the season. For more information and to sign up, visit stream.espn.com. Now let's get you back to Maria in Studio A.
Welcome into Studio A. I'm Maria Tribalpiece. Earlier this week, the conference announced the weekly awards in men's soccer, women's soccer, volleyball, and football. We honor those student athletes this week on America's Best. This week's Volleyball Offensive Player of the Week is Charlotte's Kristen Birmingham. Birmingham led the 49ers to an undefeated weekend, averaging 6 points per set and 5.27 kills per set. She ranked in the top 5 in the nation in both points and kills per set. This week's women's soccer goalkeeper of the week is Rice's Kirsten Ruff. Ruff made 8 saves in Rice's 2-0 win over Lamar on Sunday. The junior recorded 6 saves in the first half, including 3 in the first 10 minutes and 2 in the second half. The men's soccer offensive player of the week is Fumiya Shiraishi from Missouri State. Shiraishi scored a pair of goals in their 3-1 road win over Penn State. Football's offensive player of the week is South Florida's Byron Brown. Brown finished with 329 yards of total offense to lead South Florida to an 18-16 win at number 13 Florida for the Bulls' second consecutive win against a top 25 opponent. He completed 23 of 36 passes for 263 yards and a touchdown and rushed for 66 yards on 17 carries. For more information on the weekly awards, you can visit our website at theamerican.org. Keep it right here. We have more coming up for you on ESPN+.
The second half between Charlotte and Monmouth is coming up right after this. Reggie and I will bring you first half highlights and second half kickoff when we come back. We are back here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where the score is 14-7, Monmouth leading the 49ers. As we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth, Justin Kutcher alongside Reggie Walker. And Reg, this is kind of what we expected, honestly, a close game, and the offense from Monmouth has shown some glimpses.
Yeah, they really have. They've done an excellent job in critical situational type of plays, third downs, those types of things, finding ways to move the chains and then finishing those drives. Both defenses, in large part, have done their job of making plays, making these offenses really have to work to put points on the board.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights. We'll start with that Monmouth team and their quarterback, Derek Robertson.
Yeah, he was surgical. He's just making really good decisions with the football right here. Nothing there down the field, so what does he do? Tuck it and run, and gives himself an opportunity to have a convertible third down, and then making the right reads with the football, finding open space, giving his guys room to make plays. This right here was manipulation of coverage and a nice touchdown pass.
The story of the first half, though, I think could be summed up for Charlotte with miscues.
Absolutely. This is an opportunity. They're inside the 25-yard line. They have a bad pitch relationship because of some penetration. There's the turnover. Another opportunity going in the other way, a fumble. That was a fourth down, so not as bad, but that's an opportunity to potentially put points on the board. And then here, a touchdown throw. Connor Harrell will be the first one to tell you he's got to throw that ball over the top and let the tight end run underneath it, throws it more on a line, and gets it picked off.
And because of that, this is the way the first half stats look. Charlotte actually has more total yards than Monmouth, but the turnovers, 3-0 Charlotte.
The turnover's a factor, and the rushing yards for Charlotte, where they want to be, just unable to finish drives. That's been the story for them throughout this season.
The 49ers will receive the kick to open up this third quarter. And we know how dangerous Derek Ely can be as a return man. He set up the 49ers to be in great position to try to get some points at the end of the first half until that interception. It will be Ely from the 5. And this time he'll go down at the 24-yard line. And that is where this 49er offense will start.
You just made the point, and I think it's something to really discuss. You just made the point about Connor Harrell in that first half, and the one incompletion was the interception with an opportunity to put points on the board. He was fairly efficient in the first half. I thought he made some good decisions in the quarterback run game as well. Just that one throw in a big spot, unable to get it completed.
E.J. Mason in motion. Harrell under pressure, throws towards the sideline, completes it to Mason, and Mason is going to be tackled right around the 40-yard line.
It was a situation where there's a penalty flag back behind the quarterback, but they get Mason one-on-one with Ryan Russo, a linebacker, and there's just a speed mismatch there.
Defense number 27. 15 yards at the end of the play. Automatic, first down.
And the roughing the passer on top of that. So that's a tack on there, but that's a great call. Excellent recognition from a coverage standpoint. Offensive coordinator Todd Fitz draws up the right thing at the right time. And Connor Harrell, you'll see him here. He takes a shot late right there. I think that was number 22, Aiden Martin.
Well, it was a 36-yard completion, tack on 15 more. It's a 51-yard move, and now a fumble. But diving on top of it is Harrell. And you've got to be thinking, if you're Tim Albin, this is my birthday present?
It's got to be nerve-wracking for him right now. Every time it seems like something really, really good happens, something kind of goes a little bit haywire. He got to be thinking, we just need a couple of good plays. We need to stack good plays back to back.
On second down, Harrell able to find Nicholas. Javen Nicholas making some moves, and he's going to be tackled 2 yards shy of that first down.
Dallas Shirley, unbelievable job coming out, picking up a block on that screen. Absolute decleater, and it springs that play to set up a 3rd and short.
Izzy Clark-White had to hobble off the field, and I believe we're going to have a false start here.
False start. Offense number 5.
See it again here.
5-yard penalty.
Shirley just comes
Second
out
down.
and just closes out.
Correction, 3rd down.
Justin Bennon there, the Viper, and it springs his guy up inside, but they were trying to go so fast there, they don't get everybody set, and it costs them 5 yards.
This is the 3rd trip inside the red zone tonight for the 49ers. 1 for 2 so far. Now on 3rd and 7. Harrell towards the sideline, completes the pass to Burris, and Burris will get the first down. They expected Miles Burris to have some one-on-one opportunities in this game. Just got one right there.
And he continues to deliver. That's just a nice route. Works up the field, gets to the outside. Easy catch there. And that's another situation. Ryan Russo, the linebacker, playing one-on-one with a receiver. That's a tough matchup.
Handoff here on first down. Cameron Smith, the runner, transfer out of Western Illinois.
It's a good time to use Smith down here in the red zone. He's your bigger back. Start trying to wear this defense down a little bit with his physicality.
Harrell's going to run with it. And Harrell's second effort, third effort, still moving the pile. What a run! Touchdown, Connor Harrell. That was as good of a run based on effort that you will see.
Yeah, this is one of those plays. Harrell just wasn't going to be denied. The physicality, look, he's got one on his leg, runs through that, comes through that, big hit at the 3-yard line, spins his body and continues to drive the legs. That feels like one of those Connor Harrell saying, you know what, I may have made a mistake at the end of the half. I'm going to atone for it right here.
Liam Boyd on for the extra point to tie this game up at 14. And we are tied. Connor Harrell, the transfer from North Carolina, Chapel Hill, now playing here at Charlotte, stays in bounds, says, who else wants to come at me? Put 7 on the board. here at Jerry Richardson Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're happy after that touchdown run by Connor Harrell. First rushing touchdown of the year for the 49ers.
Had to feel good for Harrell, really, in the entire offense. A couple of situations there. They get the false start penalty. The bad snap that they recovered. They overcame all of that on that drive to punch it in for a touchdown.
Another touchback for Liam Boyd. It just goes to show you, as Derek Robertson comes out for his first drive of this third quarter, how big that interception was at the end of the first half by Aiden Martin. Because the 49ers received the kickoff, they were able to go down. Imagine if they did not have the interception. Now it's Monmouth trailing on the road.
Absolutely correct. And the confidence level is even higher for this Charlotte football team. Now what they want here is a quick 3 and out and a chance to get that hot offense back on the field.
On first down, little shovel pass for TJ Spate, and it's read beautifully by the defense. Jamarian Solomon with that tackle for a loss.
Solomon, great penetration, all 270 pounds. Watch him on the top left of your screen. He reads it all the way. They turn him loose, and he does an excellent job just getting up the field and blows that play up.
A loss of 5 on the play. Second and 15, based off the touchdown run, that tackle, you feel like Charlotte has some momentum. Robertson going up high. Oh, what a catch hauled in by TJ Spate. He had just gotten tackled for a loss, now goes up to make that play. Gets 15 in the first down.
He took a big hit from Jaquarius Conley, the safety right there. That's actually, Conley didn't even get to him yet. Caden Smits with the big hit.
So just like that, Robertson settles things down with that throw to TJ Spate. Are they going to review this?
I think they are.
Ruling on the field is a catch. That play is under further review.
The replay official is Rod Whittier.
I think there's 2 pieces to this. Whether or not he got that foot down, and then whether or not he survived the ground with the catch.
While they take a look, we'll take a quick break. All tied up at 14. Tied up at 14 after review. The ruling was upheld. The ruling on the field was a catch. Remember, you have to have conclusive video evidence to overturn the call on the field.
Game clock operator.
Yeah, I think
Please
they were looking at
set the
whether or
game
not
clock
he
to
was able
11:20
to complete the catch
and
there
start
with the
on my
football.
signal.
It never comes fully loose. And again, as I said in the first half, just because the ball is moving somewhat doesn't mean you don't have control of the ball.
It will be first down. Robertson in the shotgun. Hand off to Nelson. And Nelson just got tripped up because there was a nice hole that he could have run right through as he got 4. It could have been a lot more.
Again, if you're Charlotte, you got to move past that and try to get off the field. And if you're Monmouth right now, you're looking at your quarterback saying, just lead us on a big drive to take momentum back in this football game.
In the first game of the season at Fordham, they trailed 31-7. Derek Robertson threw 4 picks in that first half. He said, I got this, don't worry. Here's Robertson over the middle, and there are flags flying in. They look like parachutes.
I'll tell you what, we might want to check the field judge and see if he's got eligibility left.
Pass interference. Defense number 35. Ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
It's again Shea Taylor, the leader of this defense.
You see it right here on the left side of your screen. He's got that left arm draped all over, and then the back of the jersey pull there. That's a good job by the officials recognizing it and making the proper call.
From the 48-yard line.
So the ball's placed now at the 48 of Charlotte. Robertson on that quick pass completes it again to Gavin Nelson. And Nelson, he gets another first down.
Nelson working against C.J. Quickscales, just kind of works up the seam a little bit, gets his body inside, and wins the route.
Pump fake, throw to the end zone, touchdown, Josh Derry. He had been quiet through most of the game. And that's the second time we've seen Derek Robertson use that pump fake, that hitch and go.
Just a great read that time by Robertson. Watch him here. You see the pump fake, just a little subtle one to hold the safety just a little bit. Number 2, Travion McGee. And Josh Derry wins up the field. Pitch and catch touchdown.
Hudson Feeney's extra point, and Monmouth goes back up by a touchdown. Derek Robertson entered this game with 10 touchdown passes through 2 games. He's got 12 midway through the third. And Monmouth leads by 7. Josh Derry with his 4th touchdown catch of the season. 5 plays, 75 yards. And Derek Robertson had that 29-yard touchdown pass to Derry.
Derry was really smooth in that route and really attacked it. And Robertson did an excellent job holding the safety, as I mentioned, and then able to drop that in on the backside for a touchdown.
This one's going to go out of bounds. Byron McCann, not the kick you want here as we take a look at this comparison.
Kicking team number 47.
2 quarterbacks
Ball's
tonight.
placed at the 35-yard line.
Connor Harrell has played pretty well. The one incompletion is the interception, which was right before the half. One, I guarantee you, he'll tell you he'd love to obviously A, have back, and B, he'll tell you he would have put that more over the top to drop it in there for his tight end. But he's played solid. He got a touchdown run as well. Now, can he continue to do that in battle, have his offense battle with this Monmouth offense, the way they're able to score the ball?
And right now for Charlotte, you got to do a good job on offense, getting a couple of first downs. Give the defense a bit of a break. Harrell backpedaling, throws through the hands of the tight end, Jake Young. Jake Young can't believe he just missed that, as he is from Waxhaw, North Carolina, a suburb of Charlotte. Went to Marvin Ridge High School. Ooh, that looked like a false start. Looked like everybody moved before the center.
Yeah, that's one of those everybody but the center deals.
Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
The left tackle, Jesse Ramil there.
Jesse's like, why me? You could have chosen anybody.
That's right.
Game clock operator, please reset to 9:59. 9:59 on the snap.
Second and 15 now. Hand off to Gainey. He'll get a couple back. 3rd and long coming up here for Charlotte.
Monmouth defensively, their second level was flying downhill on that particular play. They saw run all the way. They were selling out on it.
Number 7, E.J. Mason, has been a favorite target in this game of Connor Harrell, especially on these type of downs. Here's pressure coming. They're bringing everybody. The throw towards Mason. He's got the catch and more. Down the sideline. There goes EJ. Tripped up inside the 5. Deuce Lee able to chase him down.
I think this is going to be a roughing the passer behind the play. So it'll be a half the distance kind of situation. Big time throw by Connor Harrell, standing in there with pressure in his face. Makes a big first down completion inside the 5-yard line.
There is no foul on the play. First down, Charlotte.
62 yards on 3rd and 12.
Look at Harrell standing there. He knows it's coming. And I think they were looking at Lamont Lester Jr. Watch his right hand kind of swipe. I think he's swiping for the football, and he gets the side of Connor Harrell's head. I think that's what they were looking at there.
Jalen Newman, another Charlotte kid, unable to make that tackle, and then Mason went free. There was some movement right there, yep, against the offense. We're going to have a false start. It looked like Rod Gainey, Jr., the tailback.
Offense. Movement other than the center. The 5-yard penalty.
See,
down.
now this time he's not calling out everybody.
Now we get the other than the center, right? This is a remade offensive line this week. No Johnny King. Dallas Shirley moves over from right guard to center. Devin Davis, the backup right guard. Now he's in the game. Mason Bowers, who was the right tackle, is out of the game now as well. This is just a mash unit on the offensive line.
Harrell Gets rid of it just in time, completes it all the way across the field. Look at this effort. Burris. Looking a lot like Connor Harrell did on his touchdown run.
In the same spot, no less. Right over there, right in front of the band, near the student section. This is a big-time throw by Connor Harrell. Felt the pressure from the backside. Burris does a nice job working up inside to give himself more room, and then the Monmouth defensive jerseys just swarm to the football and keep him out of the end zone.
2nd and goal. On the ground. Touchdown. Rod Gainey Jr. And the 49ers answer right back.
Justin, you said it. This is about answering, right? Derek Robertson just marched his team down the field in rapid fashion. What does Charlotte, Connor Harrell come back and do? They go right back down the field in 3 seconds less than what Monmouth did on their previous possession.
And remember, they were a down away from being 3 and out on the drive.
Absolutely.
Instead, we're tied up at 21. Charlotte tonight, 3 of 4 in the red zone. They were 1 of 5 in the first 2 games.
Certainly doing a better job of finishing drives. That man right there, Rod Gainey Jr., the guy, beneficiary, if you will, on this one. Look at the physicality, fights his way over the goal line, and Connor Harrell says, we're still in it, let's go.
Could we be in store for a shootout here in this second half? Those young fans are hoping so.
21 points in about 7 minutes. How about this third quarter?
Liam Boyd has put just about all these into the end zone for a touchback. And that trend will continue.
That's what you have to do. Like, at some point, the mentality has to be, Derek Robertson won't be able to make an 80-yard drive. Like that's kind of has to be your mentality of, you're going to have to go 80 every single time, or else, or 75, whatever, you know.
I was going to say, that's how I know you're old.
Yeah.
But back when I played, we started at the 20.
Yeah, you got to go 75 every single time. That's a long way, and it puts offenses in a situation. You know, some of the numbers say once you get past 7 or 8 plays or 60 yards, it's more bound for mistakes to happen.
Empty backfield here on first down. Pass over the middle, complete to Derry. Derry with a beautiful spin move. And he gets 14 yards there on the first down to match his uniform number.
Yeah, Josh Derry one-on-one that time with the linebacker Shea Taylor. Tough ask for Shea Taylor to stay with him over the middle of the field.
Another quick pass, this time to Trey Neal the other side. And Trey Neal's got a first down to the 49 of Charlotte.
Got to be able to tackle in space against this offense. They're going to try to obviously make guys miss, and if you do, all of a sudden, it could be a huge play.
Pressure coming. Robertson going to throw this one away.
They're going with a little more tempo on this particular drive. Just trying to speed up this defense, get some simplified defensive calls, and then attack it. That time, they're incomplete.
That incomplete pass where he just threw it away, snapped 12 in a row for Derek Robertson. Handoff. Great run, but a flag comes in in the backfield. Rodney Nelson, that run of 10 is probably going to be brought back.
Yeah, I think they're going to get the center, Kevin Schreiner, for this one.
Never mind. Holding. Offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Grabbed a hold of Jalen Johnson. And they caught him.
It'll be 2nd and 20. Robertson gets the play, relays it to Rodney Nelson. Derry gets hung on to. Jamarian Solomon was there right away, and he gets credit for the tackle.
That's a really nice play by Solomon. He read it, saw the offensive lineman on the move, and just followed, and he runs himself right into a nice tackle.
Third and long, stepping up Robertson, throws towards the sideline, completes the pass, and now running for the first down is the tight end, Marcus Middleton. Wow, is that a backbreaker.
They came on a delayed blitz off of the left side defensively. Robertson just stepped to his left, which is to the defense's right, throws out in the flat, and they pick up the first down.
An 18-yard pickup there on 3rd and long. Here, Rodney Nelson gets a couple yards.
Go back to this 3rd down. The other piece of this, as Robertson steps up and makes this throw, right, you've got to make this tackle in space. C.J. Clinkscales can't make the play there, and all of a sudden, Middleton finds his way for a first down. I just mentioned, you have to tackle in space against this offense.
On 2nd and 8. Quick pass to the running back, Rodney Nelson. So talk to me. You played DB for one of the greatest coaches of all time, Joe Paterno. How would he try to teach you to tackle in space?
Well, the first thing is you can't get to the point where you're reaching, grabbing, and diving. Clinkscales was reaching for the feet because he was in off coverage. So the first thing you got to do is attack, break down, and get that guy's feet to stop while you continue to go forward, and then get a piece of him and bring him down.
3rd and 5, pressure coming from the backside. That ball is almost intercepted through the hands of Derry, and then in and out of the hands of a defender for Charlotte.
This is an opportunity right here.
That was Gavin Shipman.
You gotta make that pick. Create something big for your team, but how about this? Monmouth gonna go here on 4th down.
Big 4th down right here. Robertson, we've got a flag. The pass is picked off. The play is blown dead.
It's gonna be a false start then here. It's the only reason you blow that play dead.
False start. Offense. Not all players were set at the snap. 5-yard penalty, 4th down. Game clock operator, please reset to 4:54.
And now you move him 5 yards back. Are you still going for it?
No, I think you punt the football here.
Thank you.
The quarterback, Robertson, still on the field.
I mean, they're probably looking at it and saying there's not much to be gained from a field position standpoint, but I think you try to pin this offense deep.
4th and 10. Robertson in trouble, sacked, back at the 45.
Turnover on downs, first down, Charlotte.
Curtis Simpson came on.
Simpson's on the right of your screen. He's coming. You got Shea Taylor on the blitz as well. Simpson collapses this whole thing. Reed Williford in there as well. 2 linebackers and a D lineman that they just overloaded one side with the blitz. It's a 3-on-3 and they all win their matchup. And there's the sack and they get the football back.
They Defense for Charlotte does its job. Now the offense back on the field. Hand off to Smith. Cameron Smith will get 5 yards, 2nd and 5.
One thing we haven't seen in a while with consistency is that inside zone that they had a lot of success with in the first half. Be interesting to see when they come back to that, what they're able to get offensively running the football up the middle.
C.J. Stokes was doing the bulk of that up the middle running. Pass. Mason. Another first down to the 38. 12 yards for E.J. Mason, who has been busy.
Yeah, Javen Nicholas has gotten a lot of attention, and E.J. Mason is taking advantage of it, making play after play.
6 catches, 125 yards for E.J. Mason on the night. Harrell taking the shot towards the end zone. We have no flag. A beautiful play by Izzy Clark-White to break that one up.
Clark-White, stride for stride. Look at him here. Watch him close on this ball and nearly overruns it, but gets that left arm in there to knock it away. This is really well done. But I tell you what, you got to catch that football.
Also, Clark-White never looked back for the ball. Handoff. Good run by Gainey. And Gainey, it's going to be right there, and they're going to say first down.
Again, they just work off to the left, a little bit of zone, and he's able to pick it up.
Clock ticking towards 3 minutes left here in this third quarter. Harrell. Little shovel pass to Gus McGee, the tight end, sheds a tackler and then gets upended.
How about Connor Harrell making throws, moving to his left, changes arm angles, whatever he's got to do to create completions that time. Little touch pass, nice move to get up the sideline and move the chains.
A 13-yard completion to Gus McGee. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 14. Gainey. Able to fit through that small gap. He picks up 8 yards.
This is an offensive line that they don't have a ton of snaps together, but by and large, these guys have played decent amounts of football, and they're just flexing their muscles right now.
Harrell again, little pass to the tight end, Burns. And a flag comes in. Let's wait to see what this one is for as he gets tackled short of the first down.
It's thrown by the referee from behind the quarterback.
There is no foul. It's 3rd down.
Second time we have not had a penalty called after a flag has been thrown.
When you see Harrell here, he sees Burns out there. He's trying to get rid of it because he's got a defender right in his face, number 27, Spencer Kishball. So he's trying to just get rid of the football so as not to take a negative play. Burns, good hands. He's got really, really good hands. More of an H-back, fullback type guy, not a true tight end. That time, great hands, makes the catch to mitigate any kind of a negative play there.
Handoff once again to Gainey, and Gainey has that great leg drive. Able to get the first down.
How about the cut to get back to his left? There was nothing there to the right, and somehow he's able to kind of last minute stick that foot in the ground and work back to the left and pick up that first down.
1st and goal now from the 4. Harrell to Burns. Burns into the end zone. Charlotte has the lead.
That's just a quick throw out there, and they get a nice block on the outside there by the wide receiver, number 9, Tyre Brooks. And he springs Joey Burns III into the end zone.
Charlotte's defense with the stands. The offense takes over, and now the 49ers have a lead, 28-21. Nine plays, 55 yards. Longest drive of the night. And the big 6'1", 280 pounds tight end, Joey Burns III, with a touchdown.
How about this Charlotte team? How about Tim Albin's group? We talked about the issues and the miscues in the first half. This third quarter, that first drive of the third quarter, they look like, you know, potentially here we go again. A couple of mistakes after a big play. They overcome it and score. I think right now this offense is playing with a ton of confidence. And Joey Burns III, you see right there, able to pay it off this time.
Boyd once again to kick off. And it'll be another touchback, as this one almost goes all the way through. Now it's up to Derek Robertson to see if he can bring his team back. 1:15 left in this third, the entire fourth quarter. Here's an unbelievable stat in regards to Monmouth. In each of their last 12 wins, they have scored at least 40 points, including a win last year, their first ever over an FBS school when they beat FIU. 28-21 right now. The way this game is going, we may get to 40.
It's definitely is trending towards points.
Robertson quickly down the seam, and he's got another completion to Trey Neal. Trey Neal drags defenders all the way to the 47 of Charlotte.
You could talk about a lot of things with that throw, but the accuracy and the quickness that football got there, the velocity was excellent.
A 28-yard completion, again over the middle, this time to Marcus Middleton, and another first down.
It's like Derek Robertson took that score personally last time from Charlotte. He's like, okay, let me go get it back immediately. Charlotte's defense needs to step up here.
Little shovel pass to Spate. Spate hits the hole down the sideline, and Spate is going to go out of bounds inside the 10.
Defensively, they got a little bit of penetration. You'll see it right here. There's a little bit of penetration, and Spate just outruns it. Number 44, Braden Mullen got some penetration, but he just wasn't able to get there in time to get a good hit on Spate.
And they will not get this play off before the quarter ends.
This is the end of the third quarter.
The end of the third quarter, the 49ers looking for their first win of the season. Lead by 7. Don't go anywhere. We could have a fun fourth quarter here at Jerry Richardson Stadium. You are watching The American on ESPN. Fourth quarter here in Charlotte, 28-21. The Charlotte 49ers on top of the Monmouth Hawks, but Monmouth, they're in scoring position right now, first and goal from the 8. The pass to Rodney Nelson. Nelson into the end zone for the touchdown. The quick strike, the quick answer by Monmouth.
It's just a great job by Robertson. They just use a little misdirection. They slip Nelson out to the left side, and that's a walk-in touchdown.
Hudson Feeney to tie this game up at 28. The first half, we saw some defense. Here in the second half, we're seeing a whole lot of offense. 4 plays, 75 yards, and that took 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah, they've been, meaning Monmouth, they've been really quick with these drives tonight. 4 touchdown drives on the night now, all of them sub 3.5 minutes.
Yep.
They've been surgical.
And when you look at the night that Robertson has had, over 300 yards passing, his longest completion is
number
29
0 is
yards.
wearing number 49 on the kickoff.
It's not as if he's gotten a big chunk play like we saw Connor Harrell, who had one for 62 yards.
Yeah, he's just been surgical and methodically moving the football down the field, especially that drive we saw near the end of the half where he just dinked and dunked his way all the way down the field.
Ely will take it at the 2. Ely's got a hole again. There goes Ely. We've got many flags on the field. This should be coming back. I count 3 of them.
I'll tell you what, regardless of what you get, what these penalties are, Ely
During the return,
is electric.
holding, receiving team number 49. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Charlotte.
How about Ely? Again, works his way up the field, sees something to his left, starts working to the left, then gets right back north and south. There's hold number 1. That's 49. That's actually number 0, Randy Franklin. He's wearing 49 there. That was the main one, and they got him with his hands in the cookie jar.
People who are watching this are saying, who the heck is Derek Ely? His redshirt freshman. Man, he can absolutely motor, and you see what has happened here in the second half. Touchdowns galore. On first down, the handoff to Gainey. Gainey, beautiful run. Look at him dance, and now a penalty marker comes in the backfield. It looks like this will be going against
holding
number
offense
74.
number 74. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, 74 is Tyler Gibson. Again, we've talked about how many different guys they've had to use with this offensive line, and now Gibson's going to come out, and Mason Bowers is back in this football game. We hadn't seen him really since the first half. Getting back to your point on Ely, to add to it, Ely's out of Hopewell High School in the Huntersville area. That's a football program that's really struggled the last few years, and all of a sudden you look up and you go, this guy's unbelievable.
You don't see a whole lot of dynamic kick returners anymore. He is dynamic. Quarterback keeper, Harrell escapes that shoestring tackle. He gets a lot back on that first down.
Harrell's really acquitted himself well throughout this game. Now, I didn't believe he played, obviously game 1, didn't play great, but I didn't feel like last week he regressed. He got much better. He played much better last week, and then this week you see the improvement as well.
Harrell comes to the near side once again to Mason. Mason stiff arming. Hands to the face of Dana Johnson Jr. Both guys are going out. It was like a joust match.
Physicality there over on the sideline. And I can guarantee you this. DBs do not like getting stiff arms from wide receivers. It's one thing if a big running back gets you, but I'm not taking that from a wide receiver.
On third down, the running back Smith.
I think
They're going to say first down, yeah. You look at the linesman and they're like, yep.
Tough yard and a half, but he got
it. Is this going to be the game where whoever has the ball last will win?
Starting to feel that way, for sure. Both of these offenses have found a rhythm here in the second half.
Harrell checking it down. Once again, it's Cameron Smith, and Smith in the open field making some guys miss up to the 43-yard line.
I thought he was the big back, and he's showing some quickness and speed right there. To be 220-plus pounds, does a nice job, good soft hands. Watch the cut to get back inside right there, and then turns on the wheels.
17-yard completion to Smith. Rolling out to the left again is Harrell. I was going to say a jump throw, trying to go touch to Gus McGee. Kind of like the old Tim Tebow.
Yeah, I think the thing there was he kind of got to the point where he had to just throw it away because of space on that sideline.
And slipping, going down in the backfield, Cameron Smith. He's going to lose a couple of yards. Remember in college, as soon as the knee hits the ground, it's dead.
Charlotte in this game, 6 of 9 on third downs, large in part because on first downs they've been winning 7 yards per historically in this game on first downs. This time they got nothing on first down, and now they're behind the chains with a 3rd and long.
3rd and 12. Harrell stepping up in the middle of the field. And he's going to get to midfield. He'll be about 3 yards short of what's needed for that first down.
First really big decision here for Tim Albin and his staff. Good job by Harrell. Nothing there, gets up the field. I think he wanted to try to bounce it to the right side. But good job defensively. Charlie Sasso came into the picture to keep that from being a possibility.
Going for it here on 4th. Or they're trying to draw him off.
I think you got to move Connor Harrell here. It's got to be something with quarterback movement.
Play clock is down to 4. They do get it off just in time. Harrell to his tight end, Burns down the sideline. Again, Joey Burns comes up big.
How about the hands by the big guy that time? Sticks those big paws out there, brings it in really smooth. He's working toward the sideline. Connor Harrell tries to look over the middle, nothing there. Comes to his check down, Burns. And this is a nice, good throw. Burns, good catch up high, and then attacks down the field to move the chains.
How about the call by Tim Albin saying, go for it? Connor Harrell now over 300 yards passing on the night. They're going for the reverse. Nope, just kidding. Oh, staying on his feet, making something happen is Rod Gainey. I have never seen that before.
I was getting ready to say they made a mistake and they should have went ahead and went with the double reverse. And then Gainey just made it work. There it is, he fakes it, there's nobody there, no room to run. Makes a couple of guys miss, a little spin move, and all of a sudden, you're at 2nd and about 2. I would take a shot to the end zone here.
They'll keep it on the ground again. How about Gainey escaping a tackle and getting the first down? This guy's elusive.
Anthony Johnson had him dead to rights in the backfield and couldn't get him on the ground.
12 carries, 63 yards for Gainey. Cameron Smith comes in. Harold this time will take that shot, and he's got his man, E.J. Mason. Touchdown, Charlotte.
How about Connor Harrell here in this second half? Look at him, he reads it here, a little bit of a pump, and then he lays it out there for Mason and lets him go get it. We talked about the interception in the first half. He didn't lay it out there. That time he lays it out there and Mason goes and gets it.
Liam Boyd's extra point is good. 327 yards passing, 3 touchdowns for Connor Harrell, 24 of 28. And E.J. Mason has 173 of those yards, including 2 touchdowns. In this second half, Connor Harrell has looked really good.
Yeah, he really has. Really comfortable. The physicality in the running game, a factor for him, being a bigger quarterback at 200-plus pounds. And then the arm talent showing itself there. Stands in the face of pressure, hits Mason for a big play down the left side. And then this right here, just the anticipation, understanding, getting the ball out quickly to Joey Burns III. Nice read there. And then finally, look at the touch here. See, this is about learning from what happened to you earlier in the first half. Didn't throw the ball over the top. That time he did, and he gets the touchdown reward for it.
And another touchback. Let's not forget, they went for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
And it was Joey Burns who had the 4th down conversion to extend that drive. and they went for it, and that was at about the 50-yard line.
I'd like, and we said it at the time, right? One of the first big decisions for that man right there, Tim Albin, being aggressive, staying aggressive at this spot in the game, not being conservative, giving his guys a chance to go win the football game instead of trying to avoid losing or making a mistake. I love the decision there, love the aggressiveness.
Derek Robertson at the 25 again, familiar starting territory. On first down, taking the shot down the field. It's incomplete for Gavin Nelson down the sideline. Threw it out of bounds.
Clink Scales again, he's got to be careful. They are trying to pick on him throughout this game. They see something. That time, fortunate that that ball was not really catchable, to be honest with you.
Second and 10. Pressure coming, gets rid of it. And the pass to Gavin Nelson is complete. Great job by Rodney Nelson to help out with that blitz pickup.
Derek Robertson has the answers to the test seemingly before they even hand him the paper.
These days they use AI. Handoff up the middle. Rodney Nelson with the first down, dragging some tacklers to the 41.
Rodney Nelson is a good-looking running back. Does a great job running through arm tackles. About 195 pounds, just 5'8", but difficult to bring down.
Robertson again going deep. He's got a receiver. Open is Derry. That ball was actually underthrown, and now Robertson is down.
Officials timeout for injury on the offense.
That's not Robertson, I beg your pardon.
It's the center, Kevin Schreiner, number 65. See it again here. Schreiner just kind of in the middle of the pile. Not sure what happened there to him. Might have gotten kicked in the leg, or maybe it's a hamstring type situation.
Thinking it might be cramping.
Yeah.
It was a 38-yard completion down the field for Josh Derry. So Robertson now at 363 yards on the night, 28 of 37.
He is absolutely spinning the football all over the place throughout this game.
Kevin Callahan looking for his second win over an FBS school all time. It would be a second in his last 2 years.
Bringing some pressure off the edge, Charlotte potentially here.
Robertson up the middle, gets sacked. Reed Williford comes by again. A loss of 10 on that sack.
Defensive coordinator Nate Faunus just continues to draw it up. Shea Taylor, I love what he did. He comes on the blitz and he attacks the inside shoulder of the left guard, Chris Moreno there. It brings Moreno to the inside. Williford comes right off of that block and comes and gets the sack. Well executed by this defense.
Third sack of the night for Charlotte, second for Williford. 2nd and 20. Handoff up the middle. Look at this again, the explosiveness. This time it is, I believe, Elijah Jennings. He gets 14 yards back. So it's 3rd and 6, and we've got flags thrown.
And Robertson not happy.
False start. Offense number 86. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's Jack Neary, the tight end, who gets called for it.
That previous run by Jennings, first of all, a little bit of a high snap, but Robertson handles it, gets it down, and then Jennings just a burst right up the middle.
This is a big spot in the game right here. 3rd and 11, 6:10 to go.
How about this crowd getting energized here? They understand a big spot for this defense.
Robertson towards the sideline. First down, Gavin Nelson. The Nelson brothers balling out again.
Yeah, Robertson just recognizing soft coverage out there with CJ Clinkscales and attacks it. Clinkscales is playing off coverage, giving some room, and what do? They just, right underneath it, Gavin Nelson with a little speed cut out, makes the grab.
Robertson quickly out of the backfield to Rodney Nelson this time, and he makes the catch, falls down. He'll be down at the 9. Coming up on 5 minutes to go.
Tim Albin said that Charlotte was going to have to play really, really good football to be able to beat this Monmouth football team. Both teams showing their ability to be explosive offensively.
Second and goal. The pass to Maxwell James, and James gets tackled. The clock continues to run. He's tackled at the 5. I think it goes without saying at this point in the game, you're 2 down territory here. You got to go for it on 4th down if it gets to that point.
Absolutely. Not only because of the time and situation, but also because you have who you have at the quarterback position. You got a guy like Derek Robertson. You expect that the most, every time he gets an opportunity, he's going to make a right decision with the football.
Third and goal from the 5. The pass to the tight end, Jack Neary, and Neary gets tackled at the 4. A huge stop by Clinkscales, who's been picked on all night.
That's a great job by Clinkscales, reading what's happening in front of him, coming off, and makes a nice tackle in space. See, he reads it, sees the inside route, passes it off from Middleton, and goes and gets Neary.
It's 4th and goal from the 4. 3.5 to play. And a timeout's going to be taken here by Charlotte.
Timeout. Charlotte.
What's the defense?
They're first.
That Charlotte wants to dial up here on this big 4th down. Here in this fourth quarter, 35-28, 4th and goal from the 4 for Monmouth. Justin Kutcher alongside Reggie Walker here. A pivotal moment in this game. The Niners looking for their first win of the season. Going forward on 4th down. Nothing strange for Monmouth. Robertson. Back of the end zone. Touchdown, Josh Derry. Man, is Robertson clutch. And now it is up to Hudson Feeney to tie this game up with an extra point. .3:19 to go. All knotted at 35 on 4th and goal. Robertson back of the end zone. Derry complete. When they needed him the most, Derek Robertson came through again. This time the longest drive of the game, 5:18 on 4th and goal.
Look at his eyes here. He works the entire field, starting with the right side, comes all the way backside to Josh Derry. That's an excellent job as you see Derek Robertson sitting there getting the cues to this offense.
And his brother, Jimmy Robertson, the quarterback's coach, right there saying, hey, little bro, good job. Job's not done yet. And with Ely back there, they kick it out of bounds. And Reg, you and I were just talking before during the break, you cannot kick it to Ely, but why even kick to
Ball's
that
placed
side
on
of
the
the field.
35-yard line.
Yeah, at that
First down,
point, I'm
Charlotte.
looking at my kicker and I'm telling him, it's almost like one of the most empty threats you could ever come up with. I look at my kicker and I go, if you don't kick this ball out of the back of the end zone, I'm taking your scholarship, right? Like, you want that ball out of the back of the end zone. Don't want to give up this kind of field position.
So now Charlotte starts at the 35. They have 2 timeouts remaining, 3:19 to go. On first down, Gainey. He'll get 2. Fighting for some extra yards. Let's see if they move it. They will. He'll fight for 1 more. He gets 3, 2nd and 7.
He's on top of bodies in there, so he technically wasn't down. As long as he doesn't give himself up there, they're going to let play continue.
Harrell trying to set up the screen, and that one gets blown up, and now a timeout might be called by Monmouth. Thinking maybe to try to save some more time.
I think Callahan thought about it, but I think he likes this distance that Charlotte offensively has to try to pick up here.
3rd and 7. Can the defense for Monmouth now come through? And this is going to take it all the way down to the 2-minute timeout. So you just lost over 30-plus seconds.
That tells you that there's a trust level with the quarterback, Derek Robertson, in addition to saving those timeouts for him to operate.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
The 2-minute timeout, all tied at 35, and a big 3rd and 7 coming up for the 49ers. Can't help but think, Reg, is that not calling a timeout going to haunt Kevin Callahan? Because they had 3 remaining, and they did not use it. So now Charlotte went all the way down to the 2-minute timeout, and now a 3rd and 7. Harrell Stepping up, going down the field. He's got his receiver. Once again, it's E.J. Mason. The career night continues. He's over 200 yards receiving. Now, it's do you score too quickly?
Absolutely, and I think that's something to think about. How about Connor Harrell here? Steps up in the pocket, a little bit of pressure coming, a little bit off his right side, nothing to be overly concerned about, and drops that one in the bucket.
Monmouth, they're first. 30 seconds.
Why call the timeout now?
Please reset to 150.
The clock had just stopped for the first down. Wait till the play is run. Use your timeouts then, so you get the ball back with time.
Thank you.
Maybe there was an anticipation that Charlotte was going to try to bleed the clock there, but I'm with you. I don't burn it there after the big play. I burn it after first down, trying to get a stop after second down, after third. I mean, it's a fresh set of downs. Very, very tough spot to call it there, especially if it's about saving time.
And then on top of that, the numbers that Connor Harrell's put up tonight are phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
But to go back to the clock management situation, now by calling a timeout, you kind of give Charlotte a chance to say, hey, we don't want to score too fast.
Take our time, absolutely. Because you're post 2-minute timeout, so you don't have that additional timeout in your pocket. So now just 2 timeouts. And Charlotte can essentially run the football here 3 times and bleed the clock down sub 1 minute if they want to play for the field goal here. I think Albin's going to be more aggressive and look for a touchdown, but I suspect at least here on first down, they're going to run the football.
Charlotte 4 of 5 in the red zone tonight, 4 touchdowns.
If you're Charlotte, you've got to take at least 1 more timeout away from Monmouth here.
Here's the run. And conversely, if you're Monmouth, the way your offense has moved the ball, do you just let him run it in?
Yeah. Timeout. Monmouth.
I think that's a great question.
30 seconds.
Now they've burned their second timeout. Now if you're Charlotte, now the playbook opens up. You make them burn at least 1 more of those timeouts. It's second and goal. I would put it on the ground again here because we've had success. Maybe they let you score. Even if they don't, it works to your advantage because you get all of their timeouts burned.
So that's the whole thing. If you put it on the ground here, and I'm Monmouth, I part like the Red Sea.
Absolutely.
Just let them go in. Put it on that offensive player's mind that he has to get down as opposed to going into the end zone.
Well, the only other problem with that, to your point, is it's second and goal. So it's not like you can get a first down inside the 5 and bleed more clock. And if you don't score and you end up not getting a touchdown, you have to kick a field goal. That becomes a bigger problem. So if that happens, if you're Gainey here, let's just say it's Gainey who gets the football, he's got to take it in to score.
Harrell in the shotgun. It is a handoff. They let him get in. They tackle him at the 3.
And Callahan hesitated to call the timeout there. He might be arguing that he called it a little bit sooner.
Monmouth, they're third and final. 30 seconds. Game clock operator, please reset to 134.
Again, at this point, I'm just wondering right now if you're Monmouth, if Charlotte puts the ball on the ground, they can take the clock all the way down under a minute.
And then kick it.
And then kick a field goal.
Yeah.
And then you have to come down with no timeouts remaining to try to get yourself back into field goal range. Do you just let them go in so you have a chance to come back?
The other thing you have to think about, too, is to that point, if you're Tim Albin, you got to think about the way your defense has played versus this offense. I think you need a touchdown here. You can't play for a field goal because the way Robertson's moved the football, the last thing you want is him to go down and beat you at the end of the game.
They won on a field goal last year against FIU, or they won by a field goal, I should say. No timeouts remaining for Monmouth. Third and goal. It's Gainey in the backfield. kept by Harrell, into the end zone, touchdown, Charlotte. But there's a minute and 30 seconds left.
Just a little bit of a read, and they catch Jaden Jones kind of peeking at the running back Gainey, and that's all the room Connor Harrell needs, uses his speed to outrun him to the end zone.
Liam Boyd on to make it a 7-point game. (42-35). But there is a minute and 30 left.
Connor Harrell does a great job. He just reads it there. He's looking at two guys, Jaden Jones, number 30, and he's also staring at number 33, Brady Hawk. Just reads those two guys, works off of them, and he's able to beat them to the end zone.
Charlotte has scored every possession this half. Harrell, 429 yards of offense, 382 in the air, 47 on the ground, a couple of rushing touchdowns. And Liam Boyd has done a great job all night putting it through the back of the end zone.
It's got to be much of the same here.
So once again, Derek Robertson will start at his 25, needing a touchdown to force overtime.
Now, historically, Coach Faunus in this defense, they want to play some cover one, be man heavy, some cover three as well. How do they handle this particular situation in terms of coverages? You might see them mix in a little too high safety look, cover two. But the other thing you've got to do in terms of, aside from rallying and tackling, you can't let this be 12 yards at a time of pushing the ball down the field.
Rodney Nelson, the tailbacks lined up in the slot.
Two high safeties here.
Robertson throwing over the middle, completes the pass to Josh Derry. Don't forget, under 2 minutes, the clock stops on the first down. To set the markers, now it winds. Robertson dumps it off. That's a big play right there. Nelson makes the catch, but the clock continues to go.
Yeah, that's big, as you mentioned, because of the clock and also the minimal gain. Now you got to get everybody off the field defensively.
Robertson forced out of the pocket. And he's going to throw this one out to stop the clock. 55 seconds.
It's a great job by number 35, Shea Taylor. There was no, as they call it, work in his zone. Now you go attack the quarterback, make Robertson make a decision faster. It forced the throw away from Robertson that time. Great job, good read by number 35, Shea Taylor.
Third and 7. Over the middle, pass is caught, hung on by Trey Neal at midfield.
Gavin Shipman had great coverage, just couldn't knock that ball away on that particular play.
Robertson wisely throws this one away, stops the clock, 41 seconds.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson had good pressure off that right side, and it forced Robertson to throw it away. Look at Shipman here. He's got really good coverage in a one-on-one situation there with Neal. Neal just goes up and brings that football in, and Shipman can't knock it away.
Robertson's up over 400 yards again, but right now all he cares about, can he get another touchdown? That ball nearly intercepted. Nearly.
That's Randy Franklin That's one of those, he'll tell you, he wants to bring that in and close the game out. Instead, unable to grab it, but great read. Excellent job breaking over the top there. Unable to get the pick.
3rd and 10.
Shea Taylor and Reed Williford, the linebackers, they're responsible for the quarterback in the back. Everybody else matched up on the outside with 2 high safeties.
Robertson again, forced out of the pocket, and he's sacked. 4th sack of the game, none bigger than that. Curtis Simpson comes up huge, and now Monmouth has to get set quickly as the clock winds. 15 seconds, 4th down. Robertson on the run, that will do it.
Simpson again with the pressure. The previous play, they were too deep with a man under.
There are flags on the field, though. Far sideline.
And 2 Charlotte players are in the Monmouth sideline. You see it here on the bottom left of your screen. Nothing there. Oh, and they're going to get Shea Taylor. That's a major mistake. Shea Taylor delivers a shot, and that's going to be an automatic 1st down. Shea Taylor's a veteran, played at Ohio for Coach Tim Albin, 5th-year guy.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense for late head out of bounds, number 35. Since it was after the play, the down counted. Therefore, it is a turnover on downs. 1st down, Charlotte.
Wow. And Taylor gets away with it. They say after the play, so it was already a turnover on downs. They just lose the yardage. And the ball goes back to Charlotte. And Kevin Callahan is livid.
This is what I wish we could call in our rules analyst, because that ball, has it hit the ground yet? Well, doesn't matter. Charlotte just takes a knee, and they get the first win for Tim Albin on his 60th birthday. What a game here tonight.
That's the end of the ball game.
An explosive second half, literally and figuratively. These 2 quarterbacks up and down the field, and Connor Harrell gets the last laugh, if you will, with that touchdown run to win the football game.
Tim Albin said they were going to have to play a really good game to win this. They just played a great second half. Think about what we just witnessed. 792 total passing yards in this game between Connor Harrell and Derek Robertson.
It was absolutely, I mean, this was just you talking about guys just throwing shots back and forth. It was absolutely unbelievable in this second half. It was salvo after salvo, jab after overhand right after overhand right, and Connor Harrell with the left hook to the body to close this one out.
Man, Tim Albin must be thinking, crab cakes in football, that's what North Carolina now does.
Absolutely. He's got to feel really good. Nice birthday present. Got some family in town for this one as well.
The team coming together, the buy-in for Coach Tim Albin, it's real as the Charlotte 49ers pick up their first win of the season to move to 1-2. And we are joined now by the birthday boy, Coach Tim Albin. Coach, first things first, happy birthday. I can't imagine a much better way to celebrate than getting this first win.
I appreciate you bringing that up. I'm not going to mention my age, Yeah, on the defensive down here on the fourth down, I was just saying, tell the team, I said, look, this is the most exciting birthday I've ever had. I told you yesterday, but I got a lot of laughs. But yeah, hey, what a great game for our fans. I mean, a sold-out show. I mean, I love Charlotte University. Wow.
Coach, let me ask you about Connor Harrell. We've seen a young man that just continued to get better and better these 3 games of the season, but tonight it seemed like after the interception at the end of the first half, I feel like maybe he could have put that ball more over the top. It seemed like starting with that touchdown run in the third quarter, it was kind of like I'm on a mission to atone for that particular play.
That's a great point. And on the interception before halftime, I said the exact same thing as far as where to put it high, but I had a few more descriptive adjectives in there at halftime. but like I told you guys yesterday, you know, he's not scared to be the GOAT. He's not scared to be the GOAT. He's not average. I mean, we stuck with him, and I think we scored a touchdown every drive in the second half, I think.
You did.
I don't think he had an incomplete pass because he threw 10 of them to us and 1 to them and completed them all. But what he showed tremendous grit, and that was our word for this game going in was grit, and he certainly showed it tonight.
Coach, one last question for you. You had a 4th and 5 situation in that fourth quarter, and you guys went for it.
Yep.
Take me through the thought process, how you said, let's go for it.
Well, I'll just tell you, it was silent. When I said we're going, it was silent. Hey, scared money don't make money. And it's just what it is, you know. And it was a tough call. I just felt like we were having trouble stopping them on defense. And I know the short field, but hey, we're going to either win this right now, you know, give us our best chance or not. I mean, it worked out in our favor.
Yeah, it did, Coach. Congratulations. Go enjoy it. Maybe some wedding crashers tonight to celebrate.
I can't wait. My daughter's listening to this laughing right now.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Go Niners.
All right, that is head coach Tim Albin getting his first win here as the head coach for the Charlotte 49ers. The final score, 42-35. It turned into a shootout here on this Saturday night in Charlotte. For Reggie Walker and our entire crew, I am Justin Kutcher saying good night from North Carolina. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Fireworks indeed for the 49ers as they get their first win, a hard-fought win here tonight.